We're in Aswan, the last big town on our journey south, and our last chance for some essential repairs.
Mohammed, you're taking us now to a shoe shop, just for mending.
Yes, sir.
Here it is.
The mending shop.
Since his adventure in Egypt 50 years ago, Ran has completed more than 20 expeditions, many of them in the cold.
Over the years, I've done the Arctic and the Antarctic. I've got to the stage where cold records have been broken.
But pushing his body to the limit in pursuit of world records has come at a price.
I got frostbite in the foot, okay? Half the toe is artificial from here. So it's very sore. So all my shoes have to be slit and cut out in that area.
To relieve.
But we're going where sand will come. I don't want sand inside.
How's it going? Oh, that looks great. Have you found that sand's gone in previously when we've been...
Yes, and then I saw little tiny scorpions.
I remember the Arabian fat-tailed scorpion all too well from the beginning of our trip. Not something you want joining you in your shoe.
He's done it, man. It was amazing.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that is magnificent.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
There's no chance now of being tickled by an Arabian fat tail.
yeah.
Now that Ran has made his shoes scorpion-proof, we can get back on the road to our next destination, a unique archaeological site we've been given special permission to visit.
Let's find our way to Silsileh.
Don't be so silly.
That is almost correct, Silsileh.
In 1969, Ran was compelled to write about Silsileh's history in his diary.
The pharaohs would drive here in splendor from nearby Luxor, and throwing sacrificial white oxen into the waters, they would beg for a high flood season to come.
Right. Get the oxen.
Silsileh!
As you can see, the steps there, that looks like the path trodden
Yes.
by all the pharaohs to throw in their oxen.
We wanted to come to this exact spot, and we never managed to in the rush.
Last time Ran was here, incredibly, he only had just over a week to get through the whole of Egypt.
We had to be in a rush because we were on leave from a war situation in the army, and any delay in not getting back quickly would be put down to cowardice.
Which is why, as soon as the expedition ended, he went back to his military service in Oman.
When we go down, be careful.
This time, Ran does have time to take it all in. So we've enlisted the help of local archaeologist Mohammed Ibrahim to show us around.
Do you have scorpions?
A little.
Just a
Little?
few.
Yeah,
Right.
just a few.
Yosef.
The old romantic in me can't help but picture the pharaohs crossing the Nile just like this.
My cousin wrote about this being a place of offering for the pharaohs. Is that true as well?
Yeah, it would be a human sacrifice. We call it the bride of the Nile.
Oh, human.
Shoot, it's gone from cows to humans.
That's the myth.
I want to go
it's
home.
it's
I
not.
want to go home. I've got a funny feeling. I'm getting stitched up here. So lead us up.
Welcome to Silsileh.
50 years late.
Yeah.
This was not just a sacred place, but also the world's largest sandstone quarry. Its stones built the ancient Egyptian temples of Karnak and Luxor.
Everybody's seen Luxor temple, but they haven't seen where the stones came from.
Imagine those big blocks weighing tons being lugged around by thousands of workers.
How did they manage to get such huge pieces of hewn rock onto the boats?
Right here, you can see a ramp going down the whole way to the Nile. These hold the rope, so he can put the rope right here and tie it to the sledge where people can actually pull it, yes,
So that would take the big blocks down.
on the sledge.
From here, these huge rocks were shipped all across Egypt.
You can see all of these holes all around the east and the west side, just like this one.
The work and the hands and the chiseling, imagine the noise here.
The significant thing about Silsila is not the mountain itself, it's the amount of sweat and tears and effort have been put in here.
For over 5,000?
Yeah, for thousands of years.
To be able to appreciate Silsileh, which this time I can, is a wonderful new thing. To go there with the person who was discovering things at Silsileh, giving it depth of knowledge, it was fantastic.
With the light fading, it's too late to move on tonight. So we set up camp on the other side of the Nile.
I took the movie, with a small camera.
Rand's adventure in Egypt 50 years ago was one of his first. And now, here I am, camping by the river in a similar spot to where he would have stopped.
Ram was about 24 or 5 when he was on this trip.
That's right.
And what's comforting to discover is that even the great explorer himself made a few mistakes when starting out.
Bloke down there is me.
That is you, you're right. Is that something that people do still today, drink the Nile water?
No.
You're asking for trouble, aren't you?
Yeah.
Ran was only washing in the river. Risky enough. It's home to the Bilharzia parasite, which kills 200,000 people a year around the world. Luckily for Ran, he didn't get it. But a member of his crew wasn't so fortunate and picked it up while swimming in the river.
Nick Holder, one of our group of 6, got the Bilharzia worm when we were out there.
He had to undergo a course of painful stomach injections back home to recover. But Ran also made a rookie mistake by the river.
Not the best thing to be right down there.
This is very bad to be in a place like that.
Yeah, it's a not good choice.
Stupid.
He opted for a makeshift tent in tall grass on the banks of the river, a breeding ground for all sorts of creatures that might just hold a grudge.
Off to bed now. Well, get going up here.
On a film set, I'd be off to the safety of my trailer about now. But here, I have to improvise and hopefully not look too soft by sleeping on top of the car.
It's very good.
Cousin Joe, sleep well up there.
Okay. People might laugh at me up here, but creepy crawlies tend not to climb up metal.
True to form, Ran's quite comfortable sleeping on the ground, despite the dangers.
Very deluxe. I had a big beetle climb over my legs when I first got in here, but it wasn't a sort of scarab, scorpion or anything like that. But it is a desert area, and for Joe, it's really nice being with him as he really appreciates, which he does, the wilderness.
If I'm honest, the fear of nocturnal creatures isn't half as bad as the fear of letting Ran down.
I just wouldn't want the trip ruined by having to go and, I don't know, to a hospital to get the venom out of my leg or something.